In the heart of the American South, amidst the echoes of history, lies a literary novel that transcends generations. This is To Kill a Mockingbird, an endearing narrative penned by Harper Lee. Our documentary today delves into the layers of Lee's masterpiece, exploring its origins, impact, and enduring controversies on book banning in schools. Published in 1960, To Kill a Mockingbird follows the journey of Scout Finch, a young girl navigating the complexities of race, justice, and morality in 1930s Alabama.
When he was nearly 13, my brother Jim got his arm badly broken at the elbow. When it healed, and Jim's fears of never being able to play football were assuaged, he was seldom self-conscious about his injury. His left arm was somewhat shorter than his right. When he stood or walked, the back of his hand was at right angles to his body. He couldn't have cared less, so long as he could pass and punt. The interesting thing about this paragraph is that this sets up the whole book. It sets up the whole story.
As we witness Scout's dad, Atticus, defend Tom Robinson, an innocent black man accused of rape, we become exposed to the racism and injustice of the time, a major plot point in the story. Author Harper Lee, born Nell Harper Lee in Monroeville, Alabama, drew inspiration from her own experiences growing up in the racially charged atmosphere of the South during the Jim Crow era. Her father, Amasa Coleman Lee, a lawyer and model for Atticus Finch, instilled in her a sense of empathy and integrity that permeates the pages of the novel. Court cases that inspired To Kill a Mockingbird include Powell v. Alabama in 1932, a case where 9 black boys were falsely accused of raping 2 white women on a freight train near Scottsboro, Alabama. Additionally, in 1933, during the Walter Lett trial, Walter Lett was accused of raping a poor white woman in Lee's hometown of Monroeville, Alabama. News of the trial was reported in the Monroeville Journal, which Lee's father edited. The impact of To Kill a Mockingbird reverberates far beyond its literary accolades. It sparked essential conversations about race, equality, and empathy during the civil rights movement, becoming an influential work in American literature. Its themes resonate with readers worldwide, fostering empathy and understanding across cultural divides. However, alongside its acclaim, To Kill a Mockingbird has faced its share of controversies. Critics have raised concern about its portrayal of race, its use of racial slurs, and its solely white perspective, prompting debates about its appropriateness in school curricula. As we confront these controversies, we ask, should To Kill a Mockingbird continue to be taught in schools, or do its problematic aspects outweigh its educational value?
In Washington school districts, To Kill a Mockingbird has been banned or removed from the curriculum for its racist language and the plot centering on the allegation of a rape. While there's a lot of opinions about this decision, the New York Times published an article where on the day of Harper Lee's death, they asked readers to share their experience with the novel and movie that impacted them. So let's turn it over to the teachers and students that have had their own experiences with the book.
I reread the novel for the first time since 8th grade this past summer, and I will always be struck by the scene where Atticus has lost a child and Jem struggles to understand how something so undeniably wrong has been allowed. Everyone has a moment in their adolescence where the world's injustice is so clear and seems so powerful that your childlike optimism and naivety is taken. Lee beautifully captured that moment here, but also reaffirmed how hope still lies in people like Atticus, who reassures Jem and us. For me, I turn back to the book for Atticus's wisdom to serve as a model for how to go forward after a moment of blatant injustice.
I read the book when I was in high school, shortly after the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act had been passed and Martin Luther King Jr. had been assassinated. I liked the point of the view of the novel being presented through the eyes of a young girl. I liked the way family interactions were portrayed. The book was part of my decision to become an activist and go to law school. I've reread the book several times.
That was Gabby Gillespie and James Roth, who were 18 and 63 respectively, but both had been inspired and impacted by the book. However, an article by the Washington Post and Crosscut shows opposing views to the positive response those in the New York Times had. We now follow a teacher named Shanta Freeman Miller from Kamaic High School, who's one of the only black teachers and leads the Union for Students of African Ancestry. Freeman Miller was met with many students expressing their discomfort with the book's portrayal of racial injustice and black people, many stating that they felt misrepresented, uninspired, and even harassed by another student saying the N-word. Freeman Miller then met with 3 white English teachers and who were also concerned about the book.
To Kill a Mockingbird centers on whiteness. It presents a barrier to understanding and celebrating an authentic black point of view in civil rights era literature and should be removed. I also heard some of my kids talking about the book. The kids were feeling isolated. I don't think white authors and white characters should tell the narratives of African American people. The usefulness of the book has run its course.
This is Chaitanya Deshmukh, a 2022 graduate of Kamake who agrees with the banning.
This novel, while pertinent to the 1960s, fails to address the complex racial problems of the 21st century. If you read To Kill a Mockingbird and you think, this is what racism looks like, and then you look at today and you'll be like, great, we fixed it, which is misleading in a lot of ways.
It is not the book itself that classrooms should remove. It is the lack of critical discussion around the sensitive topics within the book that need addressing. To Kill a Mockingbird has undoubtedly played a significant role in shaping perspectives and fostering important conversations. Instead of banning the book outright, there should be a concerted effort to adapt teaching methods and create safe spaces for students to discuss the challenging themes it presents.
Education should be a platform for understanding, and To Kill a Mockingbird offers a unique opportunity to explore historical injustice and societal prejudices. Banning the book denies students the chance to confront these issues head-on and engage in meaningful dialogue.
The key lies in how educators approach the material. Instead of shying away from uncomfortable conversations, they should guide students through critical discussions, addressing concerns, and providing historical context.
As we navigate the ongoing debate surrounding To Kill a Mockingbird, it's essential to consider the idea of expanding the curriculum to include a broader range of perspectives and voices. While To Kill a Mockingbird has undeniably played a significant role in American literature classrooms, the literary landscape is rich with diverse narratives that can offer a more comprehensive understanding of society.
Introducing new books to the curriculum presents an opportunity to address the concerns raised about To Kill a Mockingbird while still engaging students in meaningful conversations about race, justice, and societal issues. Including literature from various authors, backgrounds, and time periods can enrich the educational experience and foster a more inclusive learning environment.
Example, works by authors like Toni Morrison, Maya Angelou, or James Baldwin could provide alternate perspectives on racial issues, allowing students to explore different facets of the African American experience. These authors offer nuanced narratives that could complement and expand upon the themes presented in To Kill a Mockingbird.
Additionally, including literature from various cultural backgrounds, genders, and socioeconomic statuses can help students develop a more holistic understanding of the world. This can contribute to a more inclusive and reflective educational experience.
The process of selecting new books should involve collaboration between educators, students, and community members. Engaging in open discussions and considering diverse viewpoints can ensure that the selected literature resonates with the student body and reflects the values of the community.
Ultimately, the goal should be to create an educational experience reflective of the true American history and perspective that will equip students with the critical thinking skills and empathy needed to interact with those different from us. These changes will help us move a step forward into shaping a bright future for the educational youth.